see, something's wrong with you. You couldn't keep that wolf. And it's like, come on, he wasn't meant to be kept.
The women out there who say they want a man who ain't got no bitches, them women don't really want a man who ain't got no bitches. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no.
Like, for real, bro. Like, just think about a man who ain't got no bitches and that energy and how that is and how that feels and what it looks like.
Think about that time.
That's what attract you to that nigga, because he had bitches, that energy, that misogyny you speak so poorly of.
Yes, sir.
That shit provides a vibe that you are obviously attracted to.
A sense of comfort.
It put out pheromones.
Yeah.
You understand me? And them pheromones cause you to be attracted. And I'm not saying that it's right to be this way or wrong to be the way. I'm just saying it's a fact that it is this way.
It is that way.
I'm not trying to excuse, merely explaining to you.
This man think he's so smart.
I mean, like, for real, because I've seen all too many times a woman get a man and she's attracted to this man because, you know, he's a popular guy and he has options. Don't nobody want nobody with no options. So he has options. You dig what I'm saying? And she's attracted to him. And her main thing is, I want you to cut off all your options. I want to be your only option. Now, I would like to be your only option. I want you to go to having all the options you want and everything that you can have in the world. And I want you to divert your efforts, energy, love, affection, and attention to only me and be your only option. And he say, you know what? For love, for you, I will. Boom.
For love,
collapse
for you,
all his options.
I will.
Hey, I do a joke about this.
Hello, Knockouts. Tanya TKO here, and I'm a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I have been dubbed by Fox and NBC as a relationship expert. On this channel, we use viral topics and we react to viral videos, and we relate this to our own lives in terms of dating, relationships, and what self-love looks like in relationships. I'm going to ask you all right now, what is the self-love factor that you see in this? It comes on two sides, and I want you to speak up on that, and I'll post some of your comments down below. So firstly, let's jump into, let's address the elephant in the room. I love evolutionary psychology. It's a passion of mine. I study it. And yes, it is true. We are social creatures. Yes, of course, women use social cues to determine what is a desirable man. If there are a lot of women who want a particular man, then yes, women will naturally gravitate towards what society or what other women say, oh, wow, you know, these are characteristics that are favorable in a partner. We use social cues to determine a person's viability, a person's value, unfortunately, a person's worth. So these types of things, a person's desirability. So yes, a person who has options. You know, this is going to be for the men who watch my video, because I know you're here. The last thing you want to do is you don't want to give a woman an indication that nobody else wants you. I mean, imagine. It's like, come on, imagine you, because I put up a post last week where a guy was like, are you sure you clicked on, or you swiped right on me on purpose? It's because nobody else likes me. Nobody has ever given me a chance. And you all were like, oh, this man, some of you were like, oh, this man is opening up and being vulnerable. No, this man is indicating that nobody else would damn want him. It's like, listen, we all know how it goes. If you're standing out in public and a crowd of people starts running, are you going to be there and be like, hey, everybody, why are you all running? No, your ass is going to run too, because we take the cues from social settings and situations and circumstances to determine how we should behave. So if you see a crowd of people running, your fight or flight is going to kick in. That amygdala is going to get activated, and you are going to run as well, because it's better to run and look foolish than to stay there when a threat is imminent. So yes, so we take cues from our surroundings. We take cues from our societies to dictate our own behavior. And so there are a few different things here. The self-love aspect, I asked you all to answer that. And I am going to look at some of the comments. Queen K is saying, men like him will say anything to justify how they mistreat a woman or women. Choco Cat is saying he wants to be her only option. You know, we're getting warmer and warmer. KN is saying he has a Napoleon complex. I met him years ago and he was offended when I noticed he was short. Oh my goodness. Oh my gracious. Listen, the truth is slipping through the cracks. Let's jump into what the self-love aspect is here. So there are two different sides of the self-love in this situation. So we have her angle. So yeah, there are going to be some women who are going to put up with a man cheating and find value and worth in him if all of these other women got they sticky fingers all over him. But how much does that woman really care for herself? Let's ask that question. Who is it that he's going for as a woman? Let's just ask that question. And we see who his wife is. His wife is tiny. We know that she is very self-conscious. We know that she has feelings of lowered self-worth. She flew over to some foreign country to get some blue discs put over her cornea so that, or whatever, over her iris so that she could appear to have blue eyes. And her daughter went and got the same procedure done. And then her daughter, I think, went blind in one eye and then had to get them taken out. But she risked blindness in order to have blue eyes. She puts up with a man who is constantly embarrassing her in public. There are a lot of people who say that she's not the prettiest thing out there. And there's just a lot that comes up in this relationship where you can see lowered self-worth in the forefront, right? And then we go on from there. What's the other angle of self-love and self-worth? We have him. Now, when a man finds a woman that he values, and he wants to be with her for his own sense of self-love, for his own value in himself and his time, he concentrates on the woman he wants to build a life with. It's like he's finding his validation from how many women he's spreading himself across. It's like when you find a woman who loves herself, when a woman knows her worth, and she comes across a man who she feels has worth and value by her own standards, then does it really matter what Sue, Jane, and Darla think is attractive or what they want to go for? And then also when they see a man who is out there with a whole bunch of women and he himself is having a hard time choosing, and he's like, well, okay, for love, I'll cut off all these options. I mean, a man who values his time is not spreading himself thin. You know, for far too many centuries, the only people who were supposed to have discernment are women. You know, we talk about how men are supposedly these leaders, but we never hold them to task for actually upholding the mantle of manhood and being leaders and demonstrating himself in a way that is high value. A man who considers himself to be high value doesn't think that every woman is worth his ding-a-ling. I mean, come on. I mean, if you're over there becoming community peen, I mean, how valuable is your penis? How valuable is your time? You got all these kids and babies and stuff running around, you having all this unprotected. Come on. It's like, a woman who knows her worth doesn't want a man who has a whole bunch of women who he's lying to or rotating through. And let's say he did have women who were interested in him, right? When he finds his partner in shine, when he finds his other half, when he finds his wife and the mother of his children, this woman is elevated above other women. And of course, those other relationships, like anything that is not fed, shrivels away and falls off. It's as simple as that. Now, I just want to give this message. This part of the video is to the women. So ladies, unfortunately, this is the way a lot of men talk about women when you're not there. Men, am I lying? Am I lying? they call us bees and talk about sex and all types of stuff when we're not around, and they laugh and make all these misogynistic jokes, and it's so ha 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 ha, so funny to them. And they do this, and it's their guilty pleasure, and it's like a release for them. Men, am I lying? You can answer below. I mean, there's lots of men who are going to be in denial, so go ahead. But there will be some men who will speak the truth, right? There'll be some men who will speak the truth. So, listen, ladies, don't take it personally. This is why men need male time with one another, so that they can let off their steam and unwind and release all of that testosteronic misogynistic stuff going on inside of them, so that they can be domesticated for you. Because there's a lot of parts of men that's just wild. It's like we domesticated wolves and turned them into house dogs, but for the most part there's still this streak that runs wild in the undomesticated wolf. It's like you can't keep a wolf inside of your house. They're just wild. They're feral. They're meant to be outdoors. And for a lot of men, they learn their socialization through women. So don't be offended by, if anything, just close your mouth and just listen to the male talk, man talk, how they talk amongst one another. Just listen to that. And then let's wrap the video up. Let's wrap it up. Right? He talks about how we claim to hate misogyny so much, but it releases these this is a lie. Releasing pheromones from misogyny? No. Toxic masculinity, misogyny is problematic. And when we talk about self-love, if there's a woman who is a parrot for the patriarchy, this is problematic. There are a lot of women out there who parrot misogynistic views. They are male identified and male aligned, and many of them are pick-me's and stuff like that. That doesn't help society get better. But let's just focus on the video alone, and then we'll just jump out of here. The question, do women like men who have other women who are interested in them? Yes. Women are socialized to find their value, their entertainment, their sense of self-worth, and a whole host of other things in relationships. Women are entertain themselves and one another through the drama ensuing in relationships. And this is part of the reason that many women get into these dramatic situations where they're caught up in these stormy romances, because it gives her something to do, because women are not socialized to be autonomous and to go out there and get her own life. So she lives vicariously through her man's life. And when he comes into her life, she also lives a real life drama movie, horror movie, porno movie, whatever it is, through this male that comes into her life. And this is why there's still so many men and women who judge a woman by her ability to, quote unquote, keep a man. So we raise men to be autonomous. There's this feral streak that exists inside of them, this wild streak that exists inside of them. And then we raise women to find her worth in being able to keep a person who may not want to be kept, who may not be suitable to be kept. It's like if we tried to bring a wolf indoors, and we were like, here, Wolfie, here. Oh, Wolf, I'm going to give you this cooked food, knowing they like raw meat. I'm going to give you this cooked food, and I'm going to sit you here in this house. And when the wolf is like howling at night and bursting out your front door, then we come to the women and we're like, see, something's wrong with you. You couldn't keep that wolf. And it's like, come on, he wasn't meant to be kept. And I think it's high time that we got to a point in our societies where we realize that high vibrational relationships that assist you in the ascension of your own soul, helping you get to the next level, that those are the relationships that we value. Not just any relationship, not just any man who could come upon some woman who a whole bunch of women, and like, what's the quality of these women? I mean, there may be a woman who may be prettier than the other, waist smaller, hips fatter than the other. But what woman is a good personality match for you? What woman is a good values and goals match for you? Which woman has the type or exhibited the characteristics of having the type of life that you want to live? And it's like, and then on the flip side, which man is the right fit for you? And for far too many of us, we just want a person. Some of you know what I'm gonna say. A person what? With a penis. We just want a person with a penis, and we forget about all else. Or there's some men who just don't really understand what it takes to be truly compatible, and they don't care. They're just like, oh, she looked good, so she must be good. And listen, on that note, I'm going to read a few of your comments, and then I'm going to jump out. Tanya Walker says, this is a man's world, which we all know is a lie. James Brown came up with some song while he was behind the scenes beating women. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? While he was behind the scenes beating women. Delilah say women's worth isn't what a man wants to perform with them. Listen, I want to hear some more of your comments. Take your uneducated ghetto behind elsewhere if you can't handle feminine women who also want to have power. My Lord of mercy, we getting crunk out here. All right, Miss Chicago is saying T.I. is full of S because these dudes be lying like they single. Most women don't even know there are other women. Well, that's another thing too. But if there is a man who is out on the town with a wing woman, or he's in a group of beautiful women and they're all laughing and enthralled by him, he's going to seem more interesting. People will be like, oh, what does he have that makes him so desirable that all of these lovely ladies are hanging around? So yeah, so whether he's lying or not, yeah, women are going to be more interested. That's just the nature of the beast out here. That's just the nature of the beast. Listen, we'll come back. We'll come back in later and do another video. But if you see this video after I've recorded, leave your comments below because I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this? Do men like women who have a whole bunch of men around them, or at least a whole bunch of men who are courting them? Me personally, I get turned off. A whole bunch of people, whole bunch of ladies around I just don't have it in me. I'm not that type of woman to find a man tolerable who is not discerning. Not me. That's not for me. I want to hear what's your take on it? What's for you? And I will see you all in the next video. Tanya TKO, and I'm out. Go out there and love one another, but most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is knowing your worth. Knowing who deserves to be in your space, to be in your energy. This is male or female. Peace. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you thumbs up the video, make sure that you subscribe, and hit the bell notifications to be notified of new videos. Leave a comment below, share the video, and come over to TanyaTKO.com to subscribe to my personal mailing list and drop me a message of a viral story that you'd like for me to cover. See you on the other side. Peace.